Homesteading, page 194. Sharing your bounty continued. See what crops they need the most, or what types of fruits and vegetables they would like to provide for their customers. Most agencies seek out food that can be shelved for a few days if necessary, and also foods that are high in nutritional value. They also accept fresh herbs that they can use when making food, such as soups. Flowers are also acceptable donations. When thinking about growing excess vegetables and fruit in your garden for donation, it is good to select easily grown crops that will help to maximize your harvest and encourage enthusiasm about growing and tending the plants. Some easily grown and highly desirable plants are beans, cucumbers, peas, radishes, summer squash, and tomatoes. Once your produce is ready for harvesting, gather up the excess and take it to a selected par drop-off site, or, if acceptable, directly to the food agency. There are some guidelines for growing fruits and vegetables that are acceptable for donation. Always be sure to contact your local food banks and soup kitchens for information on what they need in terms of fresh produce. Be sure to space your plantings apart so that your growing season and harvesting season are extended over a longer period of time. That way, you'll be able to donate longer. Choose to grow produce that lasts well and stays fresher longer. Pick your ripe produce promptly and be sure to clean it of any dirt, but don't wash it. And of course, don't ever give away overripe or spoiled produce. How to start your own PAR program. What if your local community does not yet have a PAR program? It is easy to establish your own program by contacting PAR, either by email, by visiting the GWA website, or by calling toll-free. This way, you will be able to gain access to information on creating a successful PAR program. Next, you should try to recruit volunteers, neighbors, community gardeners, garden clubs, garden centers, and nurseries to be a part of the program. It is important to establish a local coordinator who can be a go-to person for any questions volunteers may have about the program, growing tips, and drop-off sites. In addition to gathering volunteers, it is essential to find a food distribution agency partner who wants to collect the donated produce. This may be a food bank, food pantry, soup kitchen, or local shelter. It is also wise to find someone to market and publicize your local program. Getting the word out about the program will help gather support and more gardeners who want to help. There should also be someone appointed to help coordinate and oversee the drop-off sites and to take food to the designated areas if need be. For a PAR program to be a success, it is a good idea to reach out to your local extension services, community, church, and school gardens, businesses, and local food agencies to see if a specific PAR garden can be established. It is also wise to ask farmers to donate their unsold produce from farmers markets and trucks in the area. All of these various elements will help you to create a successful fresh food donation program in your area and will ensure – that those who are hungry in your community will not be lacking in fresh produce. For more information on Plant a Row for the hungry, please call, email, or visit the Garden Writers Association at 1-877-GWAA-PAR, par@gwaa.org, or www.gwaa.org. To find a local PAR contact in your area, please call the food chain at 1-800-845-3008. Dinner parties. Inviting friends and family over for a feast is a wonderful way to share your garden's bounty. Whether you are celebrating a holiday or are just in the mood for some company, a dinner party is a chance to connect with others, experiment with exciting recipes, and showcase the fruits of your labor. Plan your menu around the produce that is in season. For a spring celebration, serve an asparagus fetaquiche with strawberry iced tea and rhubarb crisp for a dessert. For a harvest feast, serve a hearty stew in a carved out pumpkin and baked apples. Be creative with your place settings, utilizing dried berries, pine cones, gourds, and other natural decorations to set a welcoming table. Light a couple of homemade candles and your meal is sure to be a memorable treat. Following are some possible menus inspired by the seasons if the ingredients used in these recipes are, page 195, not available in season in your area. Get creative by substituting with local flavors. Spring menu. For spring menus, think light and fresh. Your garden is not likely to be in full bloom yet, but take advantage of early risers like artichokes, asparagus, rhubarb, and some berries. Pick fresh daffodils, tulips, and pussy willows and arrange them in a vase for a centerpiece. Make the pie in the morning or a day ahead to free up your time closer to when guests arrive. The artichoke dip can also be made ahead and reheated before serving. Hot artichoke dip with homemade crackers, citrus chicken, steamed asparagus with tarragon butter, rhubarb custard pie. Hot artichoke dip with homemade crackers. Hot artichoke dip, 1 pound cream cheese, 1 chopped jalapeno, and 1/4 cup grated Parmesan cheese. Crackers, 1 cup flour plus some for dusting the work surface. Any flour will work. Try mixing white, spelt, and rye. A half teaspoon of salt, 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter or olive oil, 4 to 6 tablespoons of water, dried oregano, basil, garlic, or other herbs as desired. Directions. Number 1. To make the artichoke dip, combine all ingredients in an oven-proof dish. Bake at 350 degrees until hot and bubbly. Number 2. To make the crackers, combine all dry ingredients. Add water slowly, mixing well until dough forms a stretchy ball. It should not be too sticky. Number 3, roll dough to 1/8 inch thick on a lightly floured surface. Transfer to lightly floured baking sheet and bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 15 minutes. Number 4, once crackers are lightly browned, remove from oven, cool, and break into pieces. Citrus chicken. Ingredients: 3 to 4 pounds chicken thighs and legs with bones trimmed of excess fat. Juice and zest from 1 large lemon. Juice and zest from 1 orange. 1 to 2 garlic cloves crushed. 1 tablespoon fresh, finely chopped thyme or 1 teaspoon dried. 1 tablespoon fresh, finely chopped rosemary or 1 teaspoon dried, 2 teaspoons fresh, finely chopped parsley or 1 teaspoon dried, 1 teaspoon sea salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Directions. Number 1. Cut a 1/2 inch deep slits into chicken pieces to allow the marinade to better soak into the meat. Combine all marinade ingredients into a bowl. Place chicken and marinade in a freezer bag or covered dish. Place in refrigerator and allow to marinate for 2 hours. Number 2, remove the chicken from the marinade, reserving the marinade, and place in a single layer in a roasting pan or large baking dish. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for 50 minutes, basting once or twice with reserved marinade. When the chicken is lightly browned and the insides are no longer pink, it's ready to serve. Steamed asparagus with tarragon butter. Ingredients: 1 large bunch asparagus, butter, see recipe on page 184, with finely chopped fresh or dried tarragon mixed in. End of page.